In this video, we're going to be taking a quick look at how you can merge short video clips into one long video clip. There's a few use cases for this. One that stands out predominantly is if you're using some of these AI text to video or image to video models, you'll notice that a lot of them will only put out clips that are maybe 8 seconds, some of them 5 seconds, some of 10, 15 seconds long. If you want to make a longer video, then one thing that you can do is just stitch those clips, so you can create separate scenes and then put all of those scenes together to make one continuous video. So this workflow focuses on that. You could integrate this workflow into other ones. If you already had some video URLs and you wanted to combine all of these video URLs into one video, then you could take this and then add it into a larger workflow. Maybe you have a workflow that is generating various different videos. And there is one on my channel at the moment where we've got multiple clips being generated. So the image is created with Nano Banana, then that image is brought to life using Google's VO3, and then it generates multiple scenes, and then using this FFMPEG, it can then stitch all of those scenes together. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down how you can do that, how you just simply take the video URLs, and the way that we've got them into the workflow in this video is through this online form submission. And what we've got is just video URL 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So this is what to do if your data is already in separate video URLs. And it will combine them, get them, poll for it. So what happens, so we'll go over that in a second. So this is if the data is already in URLs, which a lot of AI video platforms, this is what they do. They'll return you a video URL. In some cases, you might want to upload the videos, and you can do that through a submission form. So you can have it. So if you've got a file on your computer that you want to upload through a form, then what you can do in the form, you can actually change this to file and you'd upload it. And what happens, that file then comes inside n8n. And what you need to do, for a lot of those models, they won't allow you to send, some will let you send back binary, but a lot of them, and what I've found is better if you can pass them a URL. And what we do in that instance is upload those to some, like a cloud storage, like Cloudinary is very good. So we can upload those. What I'll do is I'll make a video on that. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, you'll know when that video has come out then. If that's something you're interested in, like how to get those files, upload them in a form, and then turn them into URLs, you could take this workflow, put it in there. Let's get cracking. On form submission, and all of this, you just notice that these are, I'll just mention that like all of these have got purple. It's because I've pinned the data in it. I've ran it and then I've pinned it just to save it. If you want to do that, just click on any of the nodes, push P, that will pin the data so you don't have to run it again. We've got a form. I've submitted the form. We've got just a few different URLs, up to 8 on here, but you could click add form element and then go video URL 9, and then you could add that in. I won't make any changes to this now. And you see these are the ones that I've uploaded. So when you click execute step, the form will pop up. That's something that you could have integrated on a website maybe, or like an internal form where you can just drop some URLs. That's what I submitted. And then the next node is a data table. What I've done is just mapped these ones out. So we can see this video URL 1 has been dragged across and dropped into there, 2 into 2, 3 into 3, so on. Oops. When I was doing the test, I only did up to 4, but we can finish this off now. There's 7, and there's 8. Oops. And there's 8. And this final merged video URL, we're going to update that at the end. So if we just have a look, we've got an update. And this data table, normally I use Google Sheets, and this is really good. It's fairly new. It's been out for a little while now. And it's data tables inside n8n. it's a little bit quicker, and it saves having to set up the Google Cloud. It saves you having to set up Google Cloud. I've been starting to use these data tables. Next node is a code node. So it's just extracting all the keys like video 1, video 2, etc. That's just to split them out in a way that FFmpeg wants to see that request. If you want to pause the video or screenshot that, feel free to use this. Now we're doing a HTTP request, and it's going to be to FFmpeg. I'm using a service called Fal.ai. You notice I use Fal quite a lot if you've watched other videos of mine. Fal is an AI aggregator. They've got lots of different AI models. So to save having loads and loads of different subscriptions, you can just top up Fal.ai with some credits, and then you've got access to lots of different models. I find that API documentation is very good. So if you head over to Fal.ai, you can search up FFmpeg. You can look at the API data, and all of the information that you need to know is on there. If you don't already, you will need to set up an account with them, and then you'll need to get an API key. It's quite straightforward on their website, and then you'll need to come in, click create new credential. I've got a full length video that goes in more details, walks you through that step by step. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to catch that. And then quite simply, we're sending body, and then it's going to be JSON. And then this is what we're going to send. So it's the video URLs. You can screenshot this, feel free to copy that over, or you can go through the API docs. That's what it looks like. Once we hit run, it doesn't happen instantaneously. It takes a little bit of time for the platform to stitch those videos together, depending on the length of the videos, how many clips it's going to be, depends on how long. The next node that we've got is a HTTP request, and inside this, instead of posting, we're going to be getting, and you notice that Fal.ai returns you a few different URLs. This dynamic value that you see in green here is the status URL. So if you're setting this up as we go along, all you need to do is just drag that along, drop it in there. That gives us a status, and then the same credential, we need to set that up. It's generic credential type, header auth, Fal.ai credential. Once you've put all that in there, there's no need to send any body on this one. That node is getting the status. Now, depending on what the status is, we want a few different things to happen. One, if there's an error, we don't want it to keep looping around, so we've got a fallback on here. And we see we've got in queue, in progress, and completed. And again, it's all inside the API docs, so the different things that you can have back from it, and then the different things that it returns. You'll find all this in the docs, or you can just copy this. As we have those different outputs, one of them, that JSON status, that is the dynamic value, dragged and dropped for each of these. And if it's equal to in queue, or if it's equal to in progress, we want it to go back round to the wait node. And if it's equal to completed, then it can go down the complete run. We get the status. If it's in the queue or in the progress, it goes over to the wait. And on here, we just got to wait for 15 seconds. We can change this. Found 15 seconds works all right. Certainly when you've got it in a switch like this, because if it's in queue or in progress, it'll just go back round, get the status. If it's still in either queue or progress, do you get it? It's just going to keep going round and round until finally completed. We've got the get final FFmpeg video. This is another HTTP request returning this URL. We've got some other data that come back. These are the other videos that we've sent across to it. We've got that URL. I've put an update row, and this is going to update that data table. And quite simply, we're just selecting that data table, and these can match under a condition. So we want to add this into the same row that we've got those URLs from. I've matched on the ID. This dynamic value here, if we scroll down on the left, and we get insert row, and then we scroll down, we can see we've got an ID here. So that ID number is automatically created when it's inserted the row on the form submission and when these URLs have been dropped in. So we can just drag that dynamic value in, drop that down. I'll just demo that. I always drag it and never actually. So that, and we can see the result is 2. That's where those original URLs got put in. Then all we need to do is this final merged video. at the top here, we've got final video. So we're in the right HTTP request node. This is the most recent one. And then we've got this URL, and we just drag that across, drop it in there. And that's the dynamic value for the video that was the result. And that's it. From there, there's a lot of different things. If you wanted to send this over to, you might email yourself the link to it. You could automatically post that to social media. A lot of different things. If you let us know in the comments, then I can show how to do those sorts of things in later videos. Next up, I'm going to make a quick video on what to do if you're actually wanting to upload the files instead of the URLs. If you want to upload files, then how to change that. How can you get a publicly accessible URL, which quite often you need to be able to pass on to AI models and formats. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great rest of your day.